What's up, Met fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets and Rob. How is everybody doing? Before I get started talking about why the Mets are the prohibitive favorite to land Juan Soto in a blockbuster deal with the Nationals and the Mets, don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. All right, guys. So, we heard about the rumors about Juan Soto turning down a 15-year deal worth $440 million, and he turned that down. Many reasons why he probably turned that down. He sees the Nationals as a complete rebuild of a team. Probably ain't going to do any type of damage in the NL East or in baseball over the next 2 years he has left with the Nationals under contract. So he wants to be out of Washington. I think if another team offered him 15 years, $440 million, he probably would have took it if it's a contending team. But because the Nationals backloaded that contract and are rebuilding and the possibility of the owners selling the team, there's too much question marks in the Nationals organization, probably why Juan Soto is going to be gone from wearing a Washington Nationals uniform. So, all of a sudden, the Mets, the Yankees, the Braves, the Phillies, so many teams are going to look to try to put a package together to get Juan Soto, and it's not going to be cheap, ladies and gentlemen. Not at all. Multiple prospects, a lot of money that has got to be spent by the team that acquires Juan Soto, because nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to trade multiple top 10 prospects for Juan Soto and only have him for 2 years left on his contract, including half of this year, and let him go to free agency. If there's a trade in place where two teams agree to trade Juan Soto to whatever team, they're going to have exclusive negotiating rights to speak to him to come up with a massive contract for that trade to go through. No team is going to make the trade without the guarantee of Juan Soto signing a long-term extension with the team that trades for him. So with that said, why do I believe the New York Mets are the favorite to land Juan Soto? Obviously, they don't have the best farm system in baseball. They're ranked in the top 15 to 18 range, depending on which website you want to look at. They don't have the greatest farm system, but their top prospects in their system are one of the best in all of baseball. So with that said, what would the Mets have to give up to get Juan Soto? It's going to be a haul, but I have two different trade proposals where the Mets could go. There could be one where they can take on a bad contract, and a second proposal without taking on a bad contract and just getting Juan Soto. But first, we are going to start with the tweets that have went rampant on Twitter after Juan Soto declined that offer with SNY and with other beat reporters, Andy Martino, John Heyman, and Tim Healy. We're going to see that just now. So, what does SNY say about this Juan Soto rumor mill that's been going on? So, we're going to check it out right now, guys. The Nationals see the Mets as one of a few possible fits for Juan Soto. Washington's asking price would likely start with 2 or 3 of the Mets' top prospects. That's the first tweet. The next tweet: you can be sure they are thinking and discussing amongst themselves and will check in with the Nats. The Mets and Yankees seem to still be processing Juan Soto's sudden availability. That's big. That's one. Now we got to Andy Martino. Would you deal Francisco Alvarez, Mark Vientos, Brett Beatty, and more for Juan Soto? How about Anthony Volpe, Oswaldo Perez, Ken Waldichuk, and more? Early word in Nationals see Mets and Yankees as a fit and would begin with ask like that above. That is with Andy Martino. Then we look at John Heyman's tweet. Both Yankee and the Mets will look into a trade for Juan Soto. Sources tell the Post. That said, it won't be easy for anyone to make a quick deal for the young superstar. It's like a Kevin Durant trade, says one rival exec. That is the tweets that came out as soon as Juan Soto decline that offer of 15 years, $440 million. That is absolutely an insane contract, but Juan Soto wants to win. Juan Soto sees a rebuild with the Nationals. He wants to be with a team that can contend every year. Obviously the Mets, obviously the Yankees, amongst other teams are the possibility. But I want to get to Tim Healy's tweet that was recently posted by him not too long ago, and it says this: from an agent who doesn't represent either player, with Alvarez and Parada in the Mets organization, it will be like the Mets having Gary Carter and Mike Piazza on the roster at the same time. If you do not know, the New York Mets made their 11th pick in the first round, drafting Kevin Parra, the catcher, who is projected as one of the best catchers in the draft and is a college catcher who will play in the major leagues, and a lot of people think is a fast track to the major leagues. So with that draft pick, I automatically assumed that the Mets are really thinking about putting Alvarez in a deal to acquire Juan Soto, obviously with other top prospects, but with Parra being a college catcher who is experienced enough, it's not a high school kid they got to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years for. This guy is Michael Conforto fast-tracked, where you can see him within a year or so, possibly in the second year, which aligns with McCann's contract ending. So with that said, and with Tim Healy, with that draft pick, and with the possibility of Juan Soto being available and the Mets might be in one of the favorites, even though they don't have the top farm system in Major League Baseball, they can do it in two different ways. And with those ways, I am going to show you right now my two trade proposals that everybody is wondering what type of proposal or what type of trade package you would give to the Washington Nationals for Juan Soto. So the first proposal I put together is this one. The Mets will get Juan Soto, who is a free agent in the 2025 season, so you got 2.5 years of Juan Soto, and the Mets will take that bad contract of Patrick Corbin off the Nationals' hand with 2 years, $59 million left over the next couple of years, who's also a free agent in 2025. And the Mets, because taking on that big contract, will not have to give Francisco Alvarez to the Washington Nationals, but they will have to give up Brett Baty, the number 2 prospect in the Mets system, Ronnie Mauricio, the number 3 prospect in the Mets system, and Alex Ramirez, the number 4th ranked prospect in the Mets system. So you'll give Brett Baty, the third baseman, Ronnie Mauricio, the shortstop, and Alex Ramirez, who is fastly moving up the Mets farm system top prospect list, who is in a year went from 8, 9, 10 all the way up to number 4 and is one of the best outfielders in the Mets system. So they would give Brett Baty, Ronnie Mauricio, and Alex Ramirez. And the Mets could keep Mark Vientos and keep Francisco Alvarez because they are taking on that bad contract, saving the Nationals more money in this type of deal. I actually really like this deal. I think the Mets should do some type of offer like this, saying they would take Corbin's contract, and you might be able to save Alvarez from being in this deal and possibly Vientos. I would actually personally give Vientos in this deal as well if it makes us keep Francisco Alvarez. So you keep your top prospect, give you number 2, 3, 4, and possibly 5 in Vientos in the deal, but you would take back contract of Corbin along with Juan Soto. That is trade proposal number 1. The second trade proposal I have is without taking Patrick Corbin's contract and just Juan Soto in the deal. If the Mets do that, it's going to cost a little bit more. With that said, guys, the Mets would get Juan Soto in trade proposal 2. The Mets would have to give up Francisco Alvarez, Ronnie Mauricio, Mark Vientos, and Robert Dominguez. Those are 4 of the top 20 Mets top prospects. Obviously, you'll give 1, 3, and 5. You would have to give up Vientos, give up Alvarez, and give up Mauricio, 3 of your top 5. But You keep Brett Baty because you put Mark Vientos in that deal. So the Mets will be able to keep Brett Baty out of that deal. Now, with Robert Dominguez, who is in the top 20, I would actually put Ziegler. I would put other top 15 prospects instead of Robert Dominguez, but I would throw in Robert Dominguez. This is a starter proposal that you would send an offer sheet to the Washington Nationals. It might not be a done deal, but you can maneuver around your top 10 to 20 prospects to replace Robert Dominguez. I think this deal can make it done. I still like trade proposal 1, but trade proposal 2 is this: Ronnie Mauricio, Francisco Alvarez, Mark Vientos, and Robert Dominguez. Obviously, Robert Dominguez can get swapped with another top 10 to 20 prospect in that deal for Juan Soto. That is trade proposal number 2 for the Mets trying to acquire Juan Soto. There is a lot of deals and a lot of maneuvering of prospects that can be done, but these are starter packages that you can send to the Washington Nationals. I would send both of these, give them options, and see if they are willing to take one of these deals. If not, you can always keep on negotiating. But I like these 2 deals. I do like trade proposal 1, taking on the bad contract of Patrick Corbin, because it finds us a way of keeping Alvarez. With that trade proposals that I propose, trade proposal 1 and trade proposal 2. Both of these deals, I think, is just a starting point to see what the Nationals want. They'll obviously get counter offers, but the Mets can start off with one of these 2 packages. I like trade proposal 1 more than trade proposal 2, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you like trade proposal 1 or do you like trade proposal 2? Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think, or if you don't like any of the trade proposals, and give me the proposal you would want to give to get Juan Soto from the Washington Nationals. Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy all my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the trade proposals or your own. Once again, guys, I appreciate all the support that you've been giving me. And as always, Met fans, let's go Mets.